Welcome, and thank you for serving as a judge for oral reading. In this short video, I'll walk you through what to expect, what to listen for, and how to help everything run smoothly. In oral reading, students present a piece of published literature, and your role as a judge is to evaluate how effectively they bring that piece to life. Let's take a look. When you arrive, you will receive an event packet for each section of oral reading you are assigned to judge. Inside each event packet, you will find everything you need to run the round, including directions for running the contest, a roster with the names and speaking order of students, ballots, one for each student. This is where you'll write your evaluation and scores, and a judge note sheet, where you jot quick notes during the contest. Now that you know what's in the event packet, let's go over how to set up your room and keep things running smoothly during the contest. We'll start with keeping the classroom organized and then talk about how to seat the students. As a judge, you're responsible for keeping the classroom clean and respectful. We're guests on campus, and we hope to be invited back. Avoid moving teacher belongings or sitting at their desk. Take a few photos before students arrive so you can return everything to its original spot later. Before students arrive, take a moment to get familiar with the room. Every classroom looks different, but follow these basics. Sit near the back where you can see both the speaker and the audience. Students may bring up to 2 adult observers. Seat students in the front and observers in the back. Students will speak in the presentation zone at the front of the room. Once you're familiar with the layout of the room, you're ready for the next important step: greeting students at the door and helping them feel welcome. Stand at the door with your roster and greet each student.
Hello.
Confirm their name and speaking number. Each student may bring up to 2 adult observers. No children, peers, or babies allowed. As students enter, check off their names on the roster. If someone doesn't show by start time, mark them as no-show. If a student arrives who isn't on your roster, it's likely a registration issue. These are rare and must be approved by the tournament director. To avoid a scene, quietly add their name at the bottom and follow up with staff afterward. Students are listed on the roster in the order they should speak. So student number 1 speaks first, student number 2 goes second, and so on. If you have any no-shows, just skip them and move to the next student. Once it's time for the contest to begin, close the door and enter the room. Make sure all students and observers are seated in the appropriate areas. Read the directions aloud using the script provided in your packet. You're welcome to use your own tone and pacing or clarify wording as needed, but don't skip any important details. This ensures that all students hear the same instructions and understand what's expected. Also, remind observers that they must stay for the entire round. They shouldn't leave once their child has performed. Next, before we break down how to run the round step by step, let's take a moment to go over a few key rules specific to oral reading. Oral reading has 2 categories: prose and poetry. Prose is written in regular paragraphs, like short stories, essays, or novels. Reads like everyday speech. Poetry is written in lines and stanzas, and often uses rhythm, rhyme, or strong imagery to express ideas or emotions. Elementary students always read poetry. In middle school, the category rotates each year, so one year they will do poetry and the next they will switch to prose. If a student reads the wrong type, for example, they read prose during a poetry year, allow them to finish, but you may reflect the mistake in their final ranking. In oral reading, students must read from a printed manuscript or paper, not recite from memory. Many use a small 3-ring binder or folder. This is not a memorized performance. It's a reading event, so students should hold and read their selection during the entire round. The binder also reminds judges that the words come from the author, not the speaker, keeping the focus on reading skills and interpretation. If a student recites from memory instead of reading from physical paper, please reflect it in your ranking. In oral reading, there's no minimum time limit, but students may not go over 6 minutes. If they do, apply a 1-rank penalty in your results. You'll give 2 time signals. When 1 minute remains, hold up an open hand. When time is up, hold up a closed fist. Feel free to use different time signals, just make sure you tell the student what they are. Once you've reviewed the rules and answered any questions, it's time to begin. Call speaker number 1 to the front of the room. Each student will read in the presentation zone. After each reader finishes, call the next one up. You'll fill out an evaluation sheet as each student reads. It's fine to pause briefly between speakers to complete your notes. The form is divided into 4 key areas. Text. Did the student understand and clearly convey the meaning, setting, and situation in the selection? Performer. Did the student stay in control and reflect the mood of the piece? Audience. Did the reading connect with you and make the meaning clear? Performance. Did the student use voice, pacing, and expression to bring the piece to life? Each section includes a space for handwritten comments. Focus on what the student did well, and add 1 to 2 suggestions for improvement. Be specific, kind, and easy to understand. Your feedback helps students grow as confident performers, so clarity and encouragement matter. After each round, judges complete 2 additional tasks. First, fill out the speech judge notes form. This is for tournament records only. Write each student's name, their final rank, and a brief note about their performance. Second, record ranks on the check-in roster. This is your official record. Rank all students from first to last. No ties are allowed in oral reading. Use your ballots and notes to guide you. Some judges rank as they go by reordering ballots after each speaker. Others wait and decide after all have performed. Either method works. Just stay fair and consistent. Once all students have spoken, thank everyone and let them know they're free to go. A simple "thank you all, you're dismissed" is perfect. You don't need to collect anything. This isn't a testing event. Just check the room for any left behind items. Once the room is clear, take your time finalizing your ranks and finish your paperwork. Make sure everything matches across the evaluation sheets, the judge notes form, and the roster. There should be no ties in your final rankings. When you're finished, bring all materials, ballots, the judge notes form, and the roster, to the judge room and sign it in with a staff member on duty. They'll review it for any errors. Next, you'll either start preparing for your next round or be given a new task. Thanks for taking the time to complete this training. We appreciate your professionalism and support in making these events run smoothly. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help.